Hello and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School Lady Bear Soccer. Hi, I'm Scott White alongside Phil Peterson as we get set for a matchup between the Lady Bears of East Brunswick and the Lady Blue Devils of Ewing. Phil, the Blue Devils is a team that East Brunswick has faced before. Last time was last year. What does Ewing bring to the table today?
Well, they play in that tough Colonial Valley Conference from which Nottingham came last week and took the Lady Bears 3-1. Ewing's got a 500 record, 3-3-3 at this point in time. But despite the fact that they're in different conferences, they're no strangers to each other. Last year, East Brunswick traveled down to Ewing and came away with a thrilling overtime victory that kind of jump-started the remainder of their season.
Okay, and as for East Brunswick, they come in on a bit of a winning streak. Tell us what's going on in the East Brunswick program.
I don't know whether we put the whammy on them last week with their loss, but since that time, they've had 4 consecutive shutout victories and seem to be well on their way to gearing up towards a conference tournament and the state championships as well.
So there you have it. It's the Lady Blue Devils of Ewing and the Lady Bears of East Brunswick. We'll have the opening kickoff in just a moment. And welcome to J. Doyle Field. You see the field of view ahead of you, and each team is in their huddle getting prepared to come out and play. It's East Brunswick and Ewing. East Brunswick will be wearing their home white jerseys with green shorts and white socks. They'll be moving from left to right on your screen, and the Blue Devils will be wearing their away blue jerseys with blue shorts and blue socks. They'll be moving from right to left. And we have 40 minutes on the clock, Phil. It should be a good game. As we mentioned in the pregame, East Brunswick coming in with an 8-2 record. The Blue Devils coming in with a 3-3-3 record, but a bit deceptive as they've played different opponents.
Well, the Ewing team, again, with that record, they play in a difficult Colonial Valley Conference from which you've got teams like Nottingham, Notre Dame, the Hamilton East. So that 3-3, they've not been blown out of any games, and they provide some formidable competition for the Bears today.
Okay, so a quick correction already. East Brunswick opting to move from right to left, and the Blue Devils will be moving from left to right. East Brunswick's already set out on the field. It appears as if the Blue Devils will have the kickoff as we get set. We'll run down the starting lineups quickly for you. First, Phil, you want to run down East Brunswick?
Yeah, we have number 14, Christy Bongiovanni, number 55, Allison Friedman, number 16, Erin Kelly, number 34, Nicole Douglas, number 10, Hartaj Gill, number 30, Kerry Herman, 32, Jamie Lizer, 23, Stacy Morgan. The goalie is Betsy Ostroff, and number 50, Jeannie Raby, and number 35, Amy Bizza.
All right, and we'll run down the Ewing roster for you as the game progresses. We're already underway. Ewing took the original kickoff, and now the ball's out of bounds on the near side touchline. It'll be a Ewing throw-in. No one around for her to throw into. She's waiting for some Blue Devils to check back and help her out. Long throw down the line into a bit of traffic. Knocked last on the near side. Appears to be knocked out last by Stacy Morgan, so it'll be a throw-in on the near side, just short of the midfield line by Ewing. One more throw-in right down the line. Off the shoulder of a Ewing player, but there's going to be a push called against East Brunswick. That push is going to be called against Morgan. So it'll be a restart situation for Ewing on the near side, just off the touch line. Over to take it for Ewing, that was Brandy Norris, and she tries to center it up in the middle of the field. East Brunswick's going to spin it around and run it back up the other way for EB. That's Christy Bongiovanni in control in the middle of the field. Cuts back, brings it up over midfield. There's a couple of East Brunswick players. Looks to go near side for Gill. Gill will run it into the corner, has a little bit of running room. She'll be able to turn on it before her defender gets back and knocks it right off of the Blue Devil, that time being knocked out of bounds by Erica Kaplan. It'll be a corner kick, the first corner kick of the afternoon for East Brunswick. Just underway, 38-35 remaining in this first half. Gill will take the corner kick. Left-footed kick, middle of the box, taken down by a couple of East Brunswick players. No one able to get a foot on it, quickly cleared out. East Brunswick will reload. Morgan will send it back into the box. No East Brunswick player around. Bounced out by Ewing. East Brunswick tries to spin it back in. That was Morgan trying attack on the near side, but it's cleared out up over midfield. And now it'll be controlled by Allison Friedman in the backfield. She'll send it back up over midfield. Quickly one-touched by East Brunswick, looking for Gill on the near side, unable to get to it. It's launched high up in the air by Ewing. Now Ewing controls middle of the field for Ewing. That's Jen Schwartz, sends it far side. East Brunswick will run it back the other way. East Brunswick tries switching fields on the near side, looking for Jamie Lizer. Can't quite run it down. She'll watch it roll out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in on the near side. Lizer will stay and take it, sends it down the line for Gill. Gill looks to head it. Goes right over her head to Christy Bongiovanni. Looks to left foot it into the middle. Has Rabi in the middle and Gill. No one there able to get to it. The ball's sent out. Morgan comes up from the backfield. Left-footed chip into the middle. One East Brunswick player will run onto it right into the hands. That was Erin Kelly who sent it right into the hands of Amy Forbes. But the first shot of the afternoon, and East Brunswick is already taking cracks on net.
Yeah, surprised they came out as quickly as they did. They had just played a game last evening, and the tendency would be to be a little sluggish. But Ewing, if they are trying to play any kind of an offside trap, is being very sloppy at it and allowing a lot of East Brunswick players to filter into the box untouched.
So Kelly sneaks through and gets the first shot of the afternoon for East Brunswick. And we're 3 minutes into the game, and that's the first shot we've seen all afternoon. Ewing will take the throw in on the far side, sending it toward the middle. No one there. It'll be quickly cleared out by Friedman one more time. Friedman, the sweeper this afternoon for East Brunswick, sends it up to midfield. Near side run for Jamie Leiser. She can't get to it. It's cleared out by Ewing, just over the head of Amy Bizup in the middle of the field. Now East Brunswick will try running it back the other way. East Brunswick controls middle third of the field, bringing it up over midfield for EB. That's Nicole Douglas. Douglas runs it near side, looking for Gill. Gill a little slow to react, won't run onto it. A bit of a long ball, so she'll allow it to roll out of bounds, and East Brunswick will maintain control with the throw in on the near side. Jamie Leiser will take it one more time. Long throw into the box, over the head of Bongiovanni. Tries to maintain control, but she's going to be called for an infraction, and it'll be a restart for Ewing. One more time, the restart person in the back is Brandy Norris. This is her second restart of the afternoon, as we're just about 4 minutes into the ball game. It's East Brunswick and Ewing tied at 0. Norris will send it near side over toward the touchline, right off the head of Morgan. Gill will try bringing it down, but the Ewing defender steps up and beats her to the ball. Ball bounce out of bounds on the near side, just over midfield. There'll be another throw-in for East Brunswick. Morgan will take it one more time. Excuse me, Jamie Leiser will take it on the near side. Taken down by East Brunswick. That time centered up by Bongiovanni. Looking for Rabi on the far side. Also running overlap Kelly off the leg of Kelly and see if she can keep it in on the far side touchline. She does. Bit of speed, looks to clear. Good cross into the middle, I should say. Just over the head of Gill. No one really running onto that one. Saved on the near side, but not quite enough. Saved for a moment, but rolled over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for Ewing.
Yeah, East Brunswick has really carried the play thus far. I don't think Ewing's had a crack over midfield yet. They seem overly cautious. But then again, this is the same kind of inactivity that Nottingham showed last week early in their match. So let's see if East Brunswick can capitalize on the chances they're getting.
Hopefully no foreshadowing of things to come in terms of that match you just discussed. East Brunswick losing it in the final moments of the ball game. Now East Brunswick with an opportunity. Rabi's going to run it far side, and she couldn't quite control it. Got a little bit too far ahead of her and rolled over the end line, so it'll be another goal kick for Ewing. But as you've noted, East Brunswick has dominated the ball game so far. We're only just over 5 minutes in, and I believe, as far as I can recall, Ewing has not had a shot on goal yet. Ostrov sitting in the backfield. The goalkeeper for East Brunswick hasn't had an opportunity to touch the ball, and East Brunswick certainly can't complain about that.
Well, right now, Bongiovanni and Kelly in the middle are doing a very good job of quarterbacking the play out there. And once they get control of the ball, they're not just releasing it without having any kind of purpose to their passes. They're dribbling with their head up and looking to see what's materializing in front of them. And so far, they're creating some nice chances. Could very easily be 2-0 right now.
We'll see what happens now. Erin Kelly over on the far side corner to take the corner kick for East Brunswick. Closest people in for EB will be Gill on the 6, and Rabi's going to make a run toward the middle. Good drop looking for the head of Rabi. Comes clear across, and a shot from the near side. That coming off the right foot of Jamie Leiser. Bit over the top crossbar, so another shooting opportunity for East Brunswick, but not on net. So one more goal kick. Ewing will take it in the backfield. Different kicker from the back. We'd seen a number of times Norris taking it. Now it appears as if Jen Schwartz is going to take it for Ewing. Referee signaling some substitutions. Ewing's going to make the first substitution of the afternoon, checking in for Ewing. That'll be Marcia Medica, as we see who comes to the bench.
Chrissy Soderman's coming off the bench for a rest.
Soderman will be the first sub out, and Marcia Medica will check in for Ewing. Coach Shelley Dearden, I guess not quite happy with what she's seen so far. We've mentioned a few times the ball has been dominated by East Brunswick. Some substitutions. We'll see what ends up happening on that far side. Jeannie Rabi just keeps the ball in, but not quite enough for touches. It rolls over the lip of the far side there and over the touchline. It'll be a Ewing throw in about 25 yards off the end line. The keeper coming over to signal that she wants it, but East Brunswick covering back on that. Ball sent into open space, middle of the field. Good anticipation, East Brunswick through ball. No one running onto it. A bit of a delayed reaction, and Ewing will clear it out near side. The sweeper that time. Quick one touch on the near side, not allowing East Brunswick to poke through.
That was a wasted play on the sweeper's part for Ewing. She had plenty of time to make a settle and then try to move it upfield. All you're doing is you're giving your opponent some offensive opportunities.
Gill will chase it into the corner, can't really turn on it. We'll see nothing happening here, and it's poked out of bounds last by East Brunswick. Morgan pokes it out on the near side. It'll be a Ewing throw-in. Sent down the touchline, taken down by Anna Paz. Sent down the near side touchline, and East Brunswick will just watch that one roll out of bounds. Allison Friedman will pick it up and send it right back down the touchline. Long throw up over midfield, just over the head of Jamie Leiser. East Brunswick tries to maintain control. Now East Brunswick looking to switch fields, going far side. Kelly stepping up to it. She's able to beat her player and tries to squeak around a second one, and she is successful. So Erin Kelly beating 2 Ewing players, but the third one steps into the mix and steals the ball away. Now Morgan will chase it in on the near side touchline. Finally settled down by Allison Friedman. She'll turn on it, look back up for Morgan. Morgan can't keep it in. It'll roll over the near side touchline. Ewing will have the throw-in. Marcia Medica, the substitution for Ewing just a few moments ago, takes the throw-in, sends it middle of the field. And we have a bit of a delayed call, but it was a dangerous play on Ewing as the cleats of the Ewing player came up to the vertical position. So it'll be an East Brunswick restart. Indirect kick about 35 yards, 40 yards actually off the end line on the near side. Friedman will send it up into the offensive half, quickly off the head of Bongiovanni. Kelly trying to control it far side. It's cleared out over the touchline, and it'll be an East Brunswick throw, and Kelly will go over to take it. 31 minutes remaining in this first half. East Brunswick and Ewing tied 0-0. Kelly taking the throw in far side, straight to the head of a Ewing player, and now Ewing looking to try to clear the box. Norris on the far side will touch it, leave off for a second player, and she'll clear it down the touchline and out of bounds. It'll be an East Brunswick throw-in.
Thus far, it looks like Ewing appears to be the team that had a game late last night. They just look very lethargic out there, maybe from the bus ride.
Maybe it's from spending too much time on the bus as it sat in the parking lot. About 10 minutes the bus sat out there.
Very possible.
See what happens. East Brunswick in control on the near side, and it's bounced off a Ewing player. Over to take the throw in Jamie Leiser. She'll put it middle of the field. Trying to control it. Bongiovanni sends it middle of the field for Rabi. Rabi one touches it back. A couple of East Brunswick players surround, goes far side, and just under the leg of Kerry Herman. She'll chase it to the touchline, and it'll be poked out of bounds by Ewing. Herman will take the throw in on the far side. Down the line to the legs of Rabi. She tries to turn on it, and one more time it's cleared out by Norris, so it'll be another throw-in. About 10 yards forward from where it was last time. Now Erin Kelly will check over to take the throw-in. Looks down the touchline. Brings it just short of the 18 for Bongiovanni. Bongiovanni will take it into the corner, tries to turn on her player. Left foots it into the middle of the box, but it's cleared out by Ewing. So East Brunswick creating a number of opportunities, but no one finishing any of them off yet this afternoon. They've had a number of shots, but no real threat so far, as Amy Forbes, the goalkeeper for Ewing, hasn't had to come up big yet this afternoon.
This goes back to all the, a lot of other games they've played thus far where they press early, they just can't get one in. The last 4 games, they've obviously found the right chemistry, and you hate to get into a position where you can't capitalize after dominating for so long.
Rabi one touches to the middle. Gill on the far side of the keeper. That time Forbes coming up with it off the mounts. And as you were just saying, another opportunity for East Brunswick. They're not able to convert on, and it's almost as if East Brunswick's just waiting to put one in so they could settle back and relax a little bit.
One thing Coach Kosa has done, they had a tremendous victory Monday night against Morris Catholic, who is a longtime state power. And what he did that match is he basically left most of the players in there to gain some kind of familiarity with each other, and they developed a good chemistry. For that game at least, there was the abandonment of the mass substitution, and it certainly helped as the girls got a chance to get in there, get warmed up, play together, and not have to worry about when their 5-minute stint was up.
It's an interesting thing, as you allude to, for people that don't know it, that are tuned in and listening right now. It's been a tradition here. Coach Lou Kosa really has built a dynasty here at East Brunswick, and part of that dynasty and part of his tradition has been to bring a number of freshmen and sophomores up from the from the ranks, bring them onto the varsity field, and rotate players very rapidly. As you mentioned, players would be in 4 or 5 minutes, and he'd move substitutions very quickly, pulling out entire midfields, pulling out entire forward combinations, and so forth. So a bit of a change from tradition. I guess it worked out well for them. As you said, it was a big win for East Brunswick. East Brunswick controls it in the backfield. Friedman will clear it upfield now. Control for East Brunswick. Bongiovanni, she sends near side and finally gets to Lizer. Give and go back to Bongiovanni. Looks up for Gill. Gill running onto it as well as Rabi, but both of them a bit late. It's cleared back upfield by Ewing. So Ewing mounting their first real offensive attack so far this afternoon as they've brought it down twice. There's going to be an infraction, it appears, called against East Brunswick. There'll be a restart on the near side, just off the touchline, about 6 yards off the end line. Over to take it for Ewing. That'll be Marcia Medica. So Medica gets set, right foots it into the box. Ostrov comes off her line, can't control it, and the East Brunswick defense comes up big one more time. Ostrov coming out off her line, but couldn't rope that one in. It's knocked loose, and East Brunswick will clear it out. First real big opportunity for Ewing, and first time East Brunswick's been tested on defense this afternoon.
Well, Ostrov got her hand on the initial shot, and on the rebound, she was fortunate to be falling in the right direction because she was able to get a hand on the rebound as well. Though she didn't control it, she made a good effort to stop it from going in the net.
Ewing on the attack one more time. Good opportunity in the middle. That time Ostrov will come off her line and rope it in. She looks at her defenders, gives them a few words, and reminds them of their roles, and she'll clear it out. She'll go toward the right side, about a 30-yard punt right to a Ewing player, and it's cleared back up on the far side touchline now. It seems as if the tables have turned. East Brunswick having a hard time clearing the backfield, and Ewing mounting a couple of attacks on the near side for Ewing. Playing onto that was Marcia Medica. East Brunswick will try running, and finally they break it loose, and Lizer will send it middle of the field for Rabi. Rabi's going to get signaled for a push going against Norris. So it'll be a Ewing restart just over the midfield line as we're down to 26 minutes remaining in this first half. East Brunswick and Ewing tied 0-0.
Yeah, the tide has turned. I don't think East Brunswick's been over midfield in the past 3-4 minutes right now.
Good step up for East Brunswick. Gill now will react to it. Just going to bring it over toward the near side touchline. Launch one down the line. Rabi will run onto it. Has 2 players to beat now. She's going to go. She has a player running toward the middle of the field. That time crashing onto it was Bongiovanni. East Brunswick still controlling it. Pokes it through for Gill. Gill unable to control it. 2 Ewing players come onto it. Finally breaking it loose is Medica on the near side. It'll roll out of bounds, and it'll be a Ewing throw-in.
Got to get a little mustard on these passes going through the middle. They're almost afraid if they...
She was about 3 yards standing on the field. Sorry to cut you off, but the referee's going to give her another throw.
That was an important call. You got to put a little more mustard on these through passes. Jeannie Rabi had the right idea on that through pass to Bongiovanni. Unfortunately, it was too slow, and the defender for Ewing was just able to step up and poke it away.
Brunswick will try one more time, trying to clear it down the near side touchline, but unable to do so. It'll fly out of bounds on the near side of throw-in. One more time for Ewing from the same location. Now toward the middle of the field for Ewing. One touched by Kim Dale. Ewing still controls far side. Rabi will step up and try to control it. Unable to get to the ball. It'll be sent out of bounds, and now East Brunswick will have the throw-in on the far side. Erin Kelly will put the ball into play. East Brunswick still trying to mount an attack. Finally finding Rabi on a through ball. Rabi with an opportunity. The goalkeeper coming off her line. Forbes unable to pick it up. She'll send it far side. See if Kelly could send it back in. She'll allow it to go out of bounds. And a couple substitutions up off the bench for Lucas. East Brunswick Lady Bears checking in for East Brunswick. Or some, let's see, Pamela Harrington and Rhonda Schneider will check in for EB. Coming off on the near side will be Hartaj Gill and Jamie Lizer. So the first substitutions that East Brunswick has made, and East Brunswick with an opportunity in the middle. Forbes comes up with it. This ball game is already 15 minutes in, and the first East Brunswick substitutions. So maybe we're seeing a bit of change in tradition, as you had mentioned from the last ball game. Players were able to stay on the field a bit longer, and now in this ball game, we're 16 minutes in, and the first substitutions for East Brunswick.
Well, again, you got to develop some kind of a continuity. I think he's doing the right thing right now, and moving maybe 1 or 2 people in at a time as opposed to the 4 or 5, and basically having a cold team going out there.
East Brunswick breaks the defensive line one more time, but can't control it. It's cleared out again by Ewing on the near side. See if they can keep it in. Unable to turn on the ball that time was Jen Schwartz. It rolls out of bounds on the near side. East Brunswick will quickly send the ball back into play. Pamela Harrington with the throw-in. Switching fields just over the head of Kelly. She leaves off for Kerry Herman. Will send it down into the corner. Rabi will run onto it and bounce it off the Ewing player. Now Kelly will take it down off her head, leaves off for Rabi through the legs of Kelly, and East Brunswick trying to mount an attack on the far side, unable to do so. It's sent out, and it'll be an East Brunswick throw-in. Over to take it will be Kerry Herman. Herman sends it into the 18, into the box, and is cleared out by Norris on the far side. Now she'll have to run it back as she is the outside marking back. Cleared upfield by Allison Friedman. Out of bounds on the far side. It'll be a Ewing throw-in and a Ewing substitution. Checking in for Ewing now is Melanie Amato. She started this ball game, checked out earlier, and she's back in for Ewing.
We've had so many balls go over the touch line and the end lines. It looks like the little ball girls are getting every bit as much of a workout as the players out in the field. It's another whistle for a throw-in.
Kelly over on the far side to take the throw-in. Sends it down the touchline and quickly headed out of bounds by Ewing one more time. About 15 yards forward, Kelly will take another throw-in.
Game slowed down somewhat with all the stoppages after the first 5-6 minutes when East Brunswick was seemingly going in to score.
Cleared upfield by Morgan, no one running onto it. Rabi now over on the far side, able to react off of the header by the defender. Rabi having some problems on the far side. Norris really playing an outstanding marking back role this afternoon as she's had to cover both Rabi and Erin Kelly on the far side making runs through, but Norris has been effective in keeping them out of the goal so far. It'll be a Ewing throw-in on the far side. Down the touchline right off the head of Erin Kelly and back in toward the 18-yard line. Rabi tries to control now. Second East Brunswick player will take a shot, but about 8 yards or 7 yards wide on the right. A roll over the end line. It'll be another goal kick for Ewing.
I just want to make the fans of the Lady Bears aware that this Monday's game, which was scheduled at Old Bridge, is now going to be changed. The date will be October 15th at 2:30 over at Old Bridge. Just want everybody to be aware of that in case they went over there on Monday and found no game. Correction, it's going to be Saturday, October 15th at 2 p.m. at the Old Bridge Football Stadium.
Should be an interesting matchup. It'll be the first time, I guess, that these two teams have faced off. They faced off once earlier in the year, but twice.
The East Brunswick won their opening match 2-1. A closely fought game.
But it is the first year that the two teams have played, and as you mentioned, a really good game earlier in the year, so it should be an interesting matchup as they play next Saturday. Ewing with a goal kick. 20-24 remaining in this first half. East Brunswick and Ewing tied at 0. Ewing takes the goal kick near side just over the head of Pamela Harrington. East Brunswick maintains control, sent back up into the box by Morgan. No one running onto it. A bit of a delayed reaction by Rhonda Schneider, and it's sent out of bounds on the near side. It'll be an East Brunswick throw-in.
We're getting into a bad habit here where we're just playing a lot of long balls forward with really no purpose to them. And what's happening is you'll end up with a lot of goal kicks and throw-ins and real no offensive coordination.
A Ewing injury on the near side touchline. Didn't see what happened in that play, but there is a Ewing player down on the ground.
Looks like she got either kicked in the back of the thigh or she might have pulled a hamstring slightly from the way the trainer's working on it.
It's on the near side touchline, about 35 yards off of the end line. Ewing will take this opportunity to huddle up and talk a little bit about strategy while the East Brunswick players group into 2s and 3s, and they'll talk about their strategy. The referees stop the clock as the trainers are on working on the Ewing player.
I think that's number 10, Anna Pez, out there.
Okay, so we'll see what happens with that. I believe you are correct. The referees check over to see what's happening, and it's a good time to review what's happened so far in this ball game. 19:53 remaining. East Brunswick came out a bit on fire and controlled the first good 10-15 minutes of the ball game. They took a number of shots. We don't have the official shot tally here, but they by far outshot Ewing, as Ewing wasn't able to really get a shot on net for a good 10 minutes. And then in the last maybe 10 minutes or so, it's been a bit of a lull in action. No one really dominating and no one really pressing hard.
Well, it's been hard to develop anything because there's been so many stoppages. You would think at this stage or at this level of play, girls would be able to react better to keep a ball in play. Too many whistles.
Offsides, there you go. As you anticipated, another whistle. That time Raby sent the ball toward the middle of the field. And for East Brunswick nailed offside was Ron DeSchneider just about at the 6-yard line. So it'll be a restart for Ewing, 19:35 remaining in this first half. Bring it back to take the kick will be Nikki Batts. Batts looks upfield. She'll take a right-footed kick, not that long, about 20 yards on the far side. One bounce, the Ewing player will send it upfield and out of bounds. Last touch by Ewing, so it'll be an East Brunswick throw-in on the far side. Ball's put into play over the head of Schneider. Ball rolls out of bounds over on the far side touchline, and we have what appears to be another injury. So a second injury on the far side touchline. A Ewing player seems to be cringing in a bit of pain, as a couple of players will check over to see what's up with her. Didn't catch a number on that, so we don't know exactly who it is yet. But now the trainers and coach will come on. One more time, Ewing will huddle up in the middle of the field to discuss their strategy, while East Brunswick forms into two separate groups. Gives another stoppage of action, which will set this game back a little bit longer. It's something that we should mention is this game already started about 20 minutes late. Ewing showing up a little late and then opting to sit out in the parking lot on their bus for about 10-15 minutes to discuss.
I don't know whether it was strategy on the coach's part trying to keep them on the bus for the extra 10 minutes, but it did not endear the Ewing team to the officials, as when they finally did arrive in the field, referees took no chances and made the team well aware at the displeasure at how late they showed up.
So the Ewing player is up. We still don't have, let's see if we can catch
number
that
14.
Number 14 possibly, which would make that Christy Schweitzer, if that is her. It appears as if she's nursing a right leg injury. She was leaning toward her left and unable to stand on her right leg. Seems like they may have backed her off the field or attempted to back her off the field. If they could try to get her up as.
Well, at this stage, with the kids, they'd rather be overly cautious and take any chances on moving someone who might be more seriously injured than they anticipate.
Well, we were talking about stoppages of play, and really neither team able to develop a momentum, and things like this are really very difficult on both teams. It's just, I guess it's 1 minute ago, there was a a Ewing player. I've been destined to say that
I've been waiting
tonight
for you to
because
say that.
Westfield is also the Blue Devils, and we know that that's a club that East Brunswick faces off against each year, an arch rival of East Brunswick. So I knew it was going to slip once or twice, but Ewing nonetheless had an injury about a minute ago on the near side, and there was a stoppage of play then, lasted about 2 minutes. Team starting to build a momentum again. A minute later, now another injury on the far side, and it's making it very difficult on either team to really get things going.
Well, instead of everyone walking around their own little groups out there, they should at least get together knowing full well that, in a scoreless tie, they've been in this situation in many games thus far, and in a couple of games it's come back to haunt them when they weren't able to capitalize on the early opportunities. They should just regroup and try to talk out what's going on.
So that player was, in fact, taken off the field. We were correct. It was Christy Schweitzer. She's taken off the field, and now we'll restart one more time. 18:54 remaining in this first half. East Brunswick and Ewing tied at 0. I'm Scott White alongside Phil Peterson. We're at J. Doyle Field, and we're about set to get play under action. Gill will take the throw-in on the far side. We get the whistle, the clock's rolling, and we're back in action. Gill sends the ball inside the 18, and it's quickly headed out of bounds on the far side by Melanie Amato. So East Brunswick will have a second throw-in from almost the exact spot. Gill will take it one more time into the box. Taken down by East Brunswick, sent in East Brunswick, looking to get a shot on goal. Nothing happening. Schneider having a hard time turning it in. The ball will roll out of bounds. Last touched by Ewing. It'll be a corner kick for East Brunswick.
I don't think Ewing can afford any more injuries. It looks like they have a very short bench down there. And they've already had 2 people go out right now with leg injuries.
And as you mentioned, or you had gotten a chance to speak with Shelley Dearden, and there's even a player on the Ewing lineup that couldn't make the trip today because she was ill as well. So Ewing really hurting literally in terms of numbers this afternoon. Cross into the middle of the box. The ball will go clearly over the goal mouth, and no one able to get a crack on it. East Brunswick having a hard time controlling it on the near side. It's going to be a delayed, I believe it may be a tripping call on the near side. Yes, in fact, it was, as Pamela Harrington was tripped on the near side, so it'll be a restart for East Brunswick. bit of a questionable call, but nonetheless, East Brunswick will send the ball into the middle of the box. No one again. One more time, the ball is cleared straight through the goal mouth. No one able to get a crack on it. Now it'll be sent all the way back to the backfield for Allison Friedman. Friedman with the only player to beat, and a good opportunity for Ewing. It's a foot race now. Ewing has about a step, and a second East Brunswick player will come back to help out. Unable to get a crack off right into the hands of Betsy Ostrov. Great opportunity for Ewing, but not enough speed as two East Brunswick players were able to get back and cut down the angle and put a little fright in the Ewing player's mind.
Well, the whole play started. Allison Friedman, the sweeper for East Brunswick, is probably one of the pound for pound, probably the toughest kid you're ever going to find out there. But she has a tendency to get a little chaotic out there, and it's always an adventure when the ball comes her way.
East Brunswick in control near side. Touched back by Morgan and cleared upfield by Friedman. East Brunswick tries to keep it in, and it appears to have last rolled off. We'll see which way the referee's going to signal it. He's going to signal it going, he's going to signal it against Ewing, so it'll be an East Brunswick throwing on the near side. Morgan will take it. She'll put it up over midfield. One bounce. Taken down and tried to control by Nicole Douglas. She was unable to do so, but East Brunswick will maintain control. One more time on the near side for East Brunswick. Morgan will put it into play. Now she'll step up and try to clear the ball down. It was out of bounds before she touched it, so she'll take a third throw-in. East Brunswick will walk the ball up the field. East Brunswick in control. Switching fields, Nicole Douglas looking to find Rabi in the middle, unable to do so. East Brunswick still in control. Harrington will run it across the field. She can't control it. It's cleared back one more time. Friedman is called upon. Friedman, the lone marking backer, I should say, sweeper in the backfield. Twice now, she was the only player between the ball and the goalie, and we're talking about 50 yards out, so it's really a dangerous situation for East Brunswick to be in now.
Well, she does make it adventurous. She's tough and she's fast. I think being up here in the booth, you can't really hear what's going on in the field, but it just doesn't look like there's the verbal communication that you really need sometimes. I mean, you can't see the entire field at one time when you have the ball, so you got to get a little help from your teammates out there on when to release a pass or when somebody's coming on you.
Rabi with a good opportunity, hits the top crossbar, and that's been what's happening all afternoon. A header, and it's sent back in. Don't know what the call is. A push going against East Brunswick, and that's pretty much what's happened all afternoon. East Brunswick has had the opportunities, but they just can't finish them. An excellent shot by Rabi, about 20 yards out or 15 yards out on the far side.
Well,
hit the inside of the top crossbar, hit the goal line, and bounced out.
Yeah, I'll have to see the tape to find out if there was any kind of push. I was still trying to find it.
I guess it could, in fact, be a makeup call for the trip that we didn't see just 2 or 3 minutes ago. So East Brunswick will counterattack one more time, sent into the middle by Rabi, but she couldn't quite turn enough on it. It rolls over the end line, and it'll be another substitution. The first injury for Ewing was Anna Paz, as she checked out a few minutes ago when she was injured. She'll come back in, so it's good to see that that her injury wasn't that severe. She's able to check back in. Coach Luke Hosa will pick a couple subs up off the bench and make a few substitutions on the near side. 3 of them getting ready to check in. Hartaj Gill, Jamie Leiser, and it appears as if Erin Kelly is also up, getting ready to check in on the next substitution opportunity for East Brunswick. East Brunswick still in control, sending the ball into the middle for Rabi. She can't get a crack on it, and right into the hands of Amy Forbes, so Forbes will wait to clear the box one more time. She'll punt it a little bit toward the near side. It'll bounce over the Ewing player, and East Brunswick tries to control the middle of the field for East Brunswick, Nicole Douglas. She'll send it over to the far side touchline, and East Brunswick's going to get nabbed for an offsides. It appears that Rabi had a half step on the defender, and it was enough to get her called on the offsides.
Well, that defender for Ewing, Brandy Norris, is doing a very tight marking job on Jeannie Rabi right now. Jeannie's got to try to find a way to slip inside of her and get some good body position as the ball is coming. Otherwise, it's going to be a frustrating day for her.
Ewing trying to clear it out, having a rough time. East Brunswick checking up from the backfield and sends the ball over toward the right side. Rabi with another opportunity, takes it one bounce. They'll take it half volley and try to send it into the middle of the box. Sends a long ball into the corner, see if she can keep it in. She does. Good turn on it, but not enough. East Brunswick with another opportunity from about 18 yards out, sending it to the middle of the field. No one ready to take a shot on goal yet. Another bit of a chip toward the middle. That time chipping it in was Nicole Douglas, but one more time East Brunswick having opportunities and no one stepping up and taking that shot.
That's exactly it. Ball got chipped into the box, and you have to put a little pressure on the goalie, or she's going to be able to make some routine saves.
Friedman will clear it upfield one more time, very high and off the head of Norris on the far side. She'll head it out of bounds. It'll be an East Brunswick throw-in on the far side touchline. We have 13 minutes remaining in the ball in this first half, and here come the substitutes we were talking about a moment ago. Erin Kelly into the ball game, as well as Jamie Leiser and Hartaj Gill See if we can catch who's coming out for East Brunswick. Pamela Harrington checked out. She just checked in a few moments ago. Also checking out was Rhonda Schneider. She went in with Harrington. And Navraj Gill checks out for East Brunswick. So 3 more substitutions, and we'll see if East Brunswick can mount an attack as we head into the final 12.5 minutes of this first half. Infraction on the far side, it'll be a restart situation for Ewing. They'll quickly put the ball down and send it right to the foot of Friedman. Friedman continuously with those high pop-ups, sending it on the far side, difficult for Rabbie to control. Out of bounds, it'll be thrown for Ewing, and a substitution as well for Ewing. Checking into the ballgame to see our first action of the afternoon. Jessica Lazarek will check in for Ewing. She'll go over to the far side, and it'll be a Ewing throw-in. Nars will send it up toward the midfield line, taken down off the chest of a Ewing player. She can't turn it upfield. She'll knock it out of bounds, and it'll be an East Brunswick throw-in now. Kelly to take the throw-in on the far side, 1 bounce. East Brunswick looking to switch field, trying to find someone in the middle. Gill with an opportunity to turn it in, unable to control it. It's cleared out one more time by Ewing. East Brunswick stepping up, trying to control it. Kelly will chase it down. Good header. See if she can control it. The 2 new players that just check into the game. Kelly sends it toward the middle. Cleared out by Ewing. Rabbie now with an opportunity. She has 2 players running on it. She's going to send it toward the middle to see if she can get someone on a through pass. The ball is sent through by Kelly. Quick header by Bongiovanni. Again, no one able to get a shot off. Morgan will send it back into the box, and no one there. A little bit of a delayed reaction by Rabbie, but a long ball she couldn't get to. And one more time, East Brunswick with the ball about 18 yards out, dead center, but no one taking the crack. Ball's cleared upfield. Ewing trying to mount an attack. Again, cleared out very quickly. A high pop toward the middle from Allison Friedman, and East Brunswick's on the counterattack. Erin Kelly will run it far side. She's got some running room. She'll cut in on her player, go through the legs of the Ewing player, but it was taken in control by Nikki Batts, and she'll send it down the touchline. East Brunswick will counterattack. Rabbie will try to run in, but not fast enough. It'll roll over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Ewing.
The Bears have to get a little more patient in their defense. Try to build an attack from the back instead of consistently just trying to blast it upfield and hope somebody can run onto it. It's going to be a tough day out there unless they can put together a couple, 2 or 3 passes.
Chrissy Soderman will check back in for Ewing, is the Ewing player that just recently checked into the game a moment ago. Jessica Lazarek will take a seat back on the bench. East Brunswick with an opportunity. Gill from about 10 yards out. She'll turn and get a good shot off that time, but saved by the goalkeeper, Amy Forbes. So first real shooting opportunity, or I shouldn't say opportunity because they've had plenty, but the first real shot that East Brunswick has taken in the last at least 10-15 minutes. We'll see if they can put one in the back of the net. It'll be a corner kick on the far side for East Brunswick. Erin Kelly over to take it.
See if we can get some kind of movement out of the players in the box.
Sends it in, has Rabbie react to it, tries to send it in. Good opportunity for Gill. Gill staying about 3 yards out, couldn't get a crack on it. Sends it right into the hands of Forbes. She sends it out on the far side, and now Rabbie tries to turn it in, bounces it off a hard player, and it'll be another corner kick for East Brunswick.
I'm surprised Gill had that much space, being only 3-4 yards in front of the goal. There wasn't any Ewing defender within 2 yards of her. She had all day to try to get a shot off.
It's a good opportunity. That Staffel, she'll see that good an opportunity again in this ball game. Erin Kelly will take the corner kick one more time. Right-footed into the box. One touch, shot and a goal. Did we get a whistle? We got a whistle on that one. It's no goal. The referee is calling it off as it was most likely an offsides call. We'll see where
it's hard to say. It looked the ball hit the outside of the net, first of all.
So maybe it from our perspective, it looked like it went in, but it's very possible it never in fact did go in, although the referee's spotting it up here.
Must have been an offside.
It must have been an offsides. East Brunswick in control on the near side. East Brunswick will run it out of bounds on the near side. It'll be a throw-in for Ewing.
They may be well advised at halftime to check that bottom corner of the net because appears to be a nice gaping hole in the lower corner there. Could cause some controversy as we move along.
Ewing on the counterattack near side. One more time. East Brunswick will send it upfield, and no call on that one. Rabbie gets goal side. Good opportunity. Looking at the back of the net. Left-footed shot and a goal. First goal of the ball game. Getting that goal with 8:10 remaining. Jeannie Rabbie makes it East Brunswick 1, Ewing nothing.
Well, that was the one long ball that finally connected. I don't know whether looks like the Ewing defenders were caught napping on that one as the long ball came up from Freeman. had some direction this time, and Jeannie Raby just ran onto it and pretty much ran in untouched to the keeper. Put it right over her head.
Appears as if the entire Ewing backfield looked over to the referee, because he saw the referee pick his arms up in essence to say that there was no offsides on that. So East Brunswick and Jeannie Raby able to get goal side and put East Brunswick up 1-0, and that could be the goal that they've been looking for all afternoon. Now with an opportunity to settle back a little bit, it's East Brunswick 1, Ewing 0. Another East Brunswick player up off the bench, Jackie Nacht, is stretching and getting ready possibly to check in and see her first action of the afternoon. On the flip side, for Westfield, earlier in the game, we saw Christy Schweizer for Ewing. I said Westfield again, thank you. Ewing, Christy Schweizer checked out of the ball game with an injury, and she's sitting on the bench, and she just got her ankle wrapped by Phil Hosser, the East Brunswick trainer, so she has ice on it as well. So there's your injury report for Ewing. East Brunswick will try to control it on the near side. Morgan will touch it back toward Friedman. Friedman will clear it up on the near side again and see if they can get an East Brunswick player running onto it. It worked for them last time, but not this time. It'll roll untouched out of bounds on the near side touchline. It'll be a Ewing throw-in.
Well, I'm sure in Coach Kosa's case, if it worked 1 time out of 10, he'll take it. Because she'll probably get about 20 of those long balls a game.
Good opportunity. Jeannie Raby will run it on the far side. She's behind the defender, Norris. She beats Norris on the far side. See if she can get a crack on it. Tries to turn. Norris will poke it out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick situation for East Brunswick. And possibly another injury situation, as Norris is a little slow coming up. You see her...
she looks more winded than anything over there.
Bending over. She did in fact save a goal on that situation. She was able to get back and cut down the angle on Raby, so deserves credit for that. Erin Kelly will go over into the corner to take the corner kick one more time for East Brunswick.
Good ball.
Middle of the box. No one able to get a head on it. Now sent out toward the 18. A couple East Brunswick players around. See if Morgan will turn on it. She'll take it off of her body, send it back toward Douglas, and we're going to get an offsides call against East Brunswick. Jennifer, was that Jackie Nacht, getting called on the offsides that time? So it'll be an indirect kick on the far side, about 20 yards out for Ewing. All bounce last off the Ewing player. It should be an East Brunswick throwing on the far side, just over midfield. We have 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in this first half. It's East Brunswick 1, Ewing 0. East Brunswick with an opportunity. Good through ball. No one able to get to it fast enough as Forbes will come off for a line and pick it up about 15 yards out in the center.
That's what they need to do, is work a lot more of those short passing combinations. Long balls aren't going to do it. One time it did, but when you're getting marked tightly, you got to make those quick 1-2 passing combinations to try to beat your opponent.
Certainly East Brunswick, you mentioned in the pregame, it's almost postseason time. I mean, it's not too early to start thinking about postseason. And in games like this, East Brunswick, you had mentioned that the long ball worked for them on that time, but they really don't want to get in that habit, because if they want to progress in the tournament, they're not going to win it on a long ball situation.
That's not really been their trademark over the years. They've had some players with a lot of great individual skills and a lot of good teamwork and communication. And at this point, midway through the season, that's really what they should be working towards. In all likelihood, they're going to qualify for the state tournament, and they'll have the GMC tournament as well. But they still have some difficult matches ahead, playing Old Bridge next week, where they barely squeaked by them 2-1 in East Brunswick last month. And another game against Sayreville, and also a very difficult road game against an undefeated Westfield team, who right now is going to be ranked in the top of the Star Ledger.
East Brunswick opportunity in the middle. Gill takes it down off the header. Good save that time by Forbes. So Gill taking the header, a little bit of a head flick, trying to give East Brunswick a bit of padding before they head into this halftime. It'll be a corner kick over on the far side, and my guess is it's probably, yes, in fact, it is Erin Kelly over to take the corner kick, as she's been taking all the corner kick and throwing situations for East Brunswick on the far side.
She's had some great placement on her kicks. You just got to get somebody to run into it.
There it is one more time, right in the middle of the box, and as you predicted, dead center, no one taking a shot on for East Brunswick. Ewing will bring it out, and they'll clear it downfield. A bit of a long ball on the near side. It's quickly sent back in by Morgan. Morgan will step up and send it back one more time, far side. Norris will check back. It'll take one bounce over the head of Norris, and the referee's going to call a push against East Brunswick. It'll be a Ewing restart on the far side. 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this first half. East Brunswick 1, Ewing 0.
East Brunswick could do well to press this last few minutes. They've got Jeannie Raby on the sideline right now taking a well-deserved rest. But this time where they've had the pressure, I don't know how comfortable I'd feel with a 1-0 lead right now.
Should also note that Christy Schweizer, who is the second injured player for Ewing that we were referring to a moment ago, is standing up on the sidelines. She's ready to check in, and here she comes back into the ballgame, so it's good to see her back in as well. So Ewing now really not nursing any injuries as both of their injured players are back out on the field. It'll be a Ewing throw-in on the near side. We're down under 3 minutes, and as we've said in past ball games, the final 3 minutes of each half is kept on the field with the officials, so we don't know exactly where the clock stands. Is it the official, as the scoreboard is stopped at 3 minutes, official time is kept on the field. Gill with an opportunity. She has 2 players to beat. Gets around one of them, gets a crack. Finally, good ball movement by Gill. She's able to get around 2 players, but really couldn't get a foot on it. Sent it right into the hands of a diving Amy Forbes on the near side. Forbes will clear it upfield. It'll take a bounce, and East Brunswick will try to send it back in. Far side for East Brunswick. Running onto it is Jackie Nacht. It'll roll out of bounds, and it'll be a Ewing throw-in.
Stoppages haven't been as frequent as we had early in the half, but they're still disrupting nonetheless.
Norris sends it down the touchline off of 2 East Brunswick players, and East Brunswick will send it back into the box. Kelly will run it near. She'll send it toward the near side. One bounce to Jamie Lizer. Lizer will send it up, and a little bit too quick as 2 East Brunswick players were nabbed for offsides that time, so it'll be another restart and another stoppage of play as Norris goes down to tie her shoes. She usually takes most of the restarts for Ewing in the backfield.
Yeah, earlier in this half, you seem to be calling out Christy Bongiovanni's name quite a bit. She's been virtually invisible out there the last 5-10 minutes. She should be a go-to person. She's got some good vision out there and great ball skills, and yet she's not been in much contact with the ball the last few minutes.
On the near side, Raby's still standing, waiting to check in. She's been there for about 3-4 minutes now. Finally, with her first opportunity, the ball rolls out of bounds. It's an East Brunswick throw-in, and Raby will check back into the ball game. Coming out for East Brunswick, the name you were just discussing, Bongiovanni, not really getting many opportunities this afternoon. She'll come back out off the field and onto the bench. Kelly will come across the field. She gets pushed. The referee's going to signal it against her. It didn't look that way from our perspective. The referee was looking at their backs. It appeared as if the Ewing player picked up her elbow first, but he's going to award Ewing the restart situation. We're probably down under a minute right now in this first half. Ewing is trailing East Brunswick. East Brunswick with a 1-0 advantage. Ewing will put the ball into play. One bounce off the head of an East Brunswick player. And Ewing will send it into the 18, and Ostrov, who's hasn't been tested in a while. She's been sitting back there without much to do. Finally gets to pick the ball up. She'll quickly send it down on the near side. And East Brunswick will try to counterattack to Morgan on the near side touchline. Lizer on the near side touchline. She'll look upfield. 2 East Brunswick players collide. That was Raby. She collided twice, first with an East Brunswick player and then with a Ewing player. She holds her head in a bit of dismay. But a bit of laughter, too, as we head into the final seconds. And the ball is sent up over midfield. Gill will run onto it a little bit late. Raby with another opportunity. She'll try to send Gill long. Knocked, trailing a bit on the far side. The keeper, Forbes, will come out, and she's not sure where she is. She'll just quickly kick it out. And the referee will blow the final whistle as that'll wrap up the first half for us. Let's run down the scoring. It's pretty easy. East Brunswick and Ewing played 32 minutes of scoreless soccer with 8:10 remaining in the first half. Jeannie Raby netted the first goal from a long ball from Allison Friedman to give East Brunswick the 1-0 advantage, and that's where we stand right now. Both teams will head into their locker rooms and come out in the second half.
Well, last week we were in a similar situation. The only difficult thing was the last match we did, Nottingham applied significant pressure. At this point, Ewing has looked very lethargic out there.
So we'll see what happens as they go to a break. One more time, it's East Brunswick 1, Ewing 0. We'll have the second half kickoff in just a moment. One to nothing is the score. It's East Brunswick over Ewing, and East Brunswick will have the kickoff at second half action. You see East Brunswick out on the field. Ewing is in their huddle in the middle of the field. As we get set, the only goal coming with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. Jeannie Raby took an Allison Friedman feed, give East Brunswick the 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, just one announcement for those of you who might have just joined us. The Lady Bears were scheduled to play at Old Bridge on Monday, October 10th. That game has been pushed back to Saturday, October 15th at 2 p.m. So please make note of that.
Okay, East Brunswick in control of the ball. East Brunswick now will be moving from left to right on your screen, and Ewing will be moving from right to left, in control on the near side. That's Erin Kelly. She drops the ball back to Friedman. Friedman will send a long ball toward the middle. One bounce. Chip shot over the head, running onto a Rabby. She gets goal side. Good header, good opportunity. She's going to go, looking to go far post, unable to get her foot around it. Went right straight on to Forbes, the goalkeeper, bounced off her knee. Forbes disappointed she didn't catch it. And Rabby disappointed she didn't get a better shot off, but East Brunswick now has a corner kick on the far side.
I think Forbes was looking for that ball to go to the far post, and it caught her by surprise, too, that it was shot right at her.
East Brunswick with the corner kick, far side, served right into the box. Rabby gets goal side, good header. No one there to crash the follow-up. Anyone looking to get a shot. Finally, someone does, in fact, get a shot, but Rabby's going to be called offsides on that shot coming off of the leg of Bongiovanni. So East Brunswick coming out real fast. We're only 1 minute in and 2 shots on goal, 2 big shots, a header and a kick from Rabby, and East Brunswick's on fire so far.
I think they realized that their only 2 losses so far have come when they were up and had dominated, and all of a sudden the tide turned. So just from looking at their coming out at the second half, it appears that they vow not to let that happen again.
East Brunswick in control one more time. Rabby will run it on the near side touchline. She has 2 players covering her. Erin Kelly makes a run inside. A little chip shot would have been good. She goes all the way in the middle to Gill. Gill turns on it, can't get her knee over it. She'll pop it about 5 yards over the top crossbar. And East Brunswick now with their 3rd shot in a minute and a half. So East Brunswick taking care of setting up the opportunities. Now we'll see if they can finish them. It's the problem they had early on in the game. They came out on fire in the first half, and they weren't able to put any balls in the back of the net. Ewing will send the ball up to Norris. It goes through the legs of an East Brunswick player. Now Ewing will try to counterattack near side. They haven't had the ball over midfield all this second half. We're only 2 minutes in, but they haven't been able to get it up over midfield. Opportunity now on the near side. It bounces off of Kelly and out of bounds. It'll be a Ewing throw-in.
I think Ostrov only faced at the most 2 shots in the first half. None of them really of the testing quality.
Friedman takes a swing at it but can't control it. She'll take a second shot and sends it about 3 yards up and straight out of bounds over the near side touchline. It'll be a Ewing throw-in, and Ewing finally penetrates into East Brunswick territory. It'll be a Ewing throw-in on the near side. 37-30 remaining in this ball game. East Brunswick has the slim 1-0 advantage over Ewing. Ewing throw-in, long throw off the head of an East Brunswick player. That bouncing off the head of Kerry Herman. There's going to be a push called against Ewing. So East Brunswick wins the 50-50 ball as well as the kick. So checking back to take it will be Allison Friedman. Friedman sends a long ball up over midfield, just over the head of a jumping Norris. Now East Brunswick with some numbers. Good opportunity for Bongiovanni. Bongiovanni with an opportunity. She'll go straight one more time into the hands of Forbes. That's twice 2 East Brunswick players have brought down the near side and gone straight into the hands. Now Gill will reload from the 18, see if she can get a crack on it. One more time, Norris steps up, and it's cleared out by another Ewing player. So we've seen 2 East Brunswick players carry the ball all the way down on the near side, offsides. On the near side and go straight into the hands of Forbes. Forbes getting lucky this afternoon.
Some days you'd rather be lucky than good. Bongiovanni broke in right all alone, straight on the keeper, so she really had either side to go at, and I think the indecision cost her.
Was offside, so Ewing will take the restart near side up over midfield. 2 heads finally off the head of Erin Prettyman and out of bounds. So it'll be an East Brunswick throwing on the near side. Kelly will take it. Kelly will send the ball up over midfield, straight down the touchline right into the chest of Norris, but East Brunswick able to control now. Gill will crack into the 18. She'll take a shot from about 15 yards out, and she also launches one high. That's the second time we've seen her pop one straight up, not getting her knee over the ball this afternoon, and East Brunswick is really hacking away.
Well, Ewing is caught a little flat-footed right now. It appears the Bears realize that the long ball is not going to be their key to success the remainder of this season. They've been hitting some open areas between defenders and had 3 break-ins untouched right now, and they haven't been able to convert.
Opportunity for Kelly. She was unable to convert it. It's cleared out one more time by Ewing. East Brunswick stepping up from the backfield. That was Nicole Douglas who sent it upfield, but we're going to get a push-off, I guess it was.
Yeah, Norris was ready to saddle up Jeannie Rabby, and the referee was right on top of it.
Referee on the near side wants East Brunswick to bring it back. Erin Kelly looking to take the restart from about 30 yards out. The referee wants it backed up another few yards.
It's about looks about 15 yards behind, but perception.
2 East Brunswick players set to take it. We'll see who ends up taking it. Kelly will take it, sends it to the middle of the box. One touch by an East Brunswick player, unable to control it. It's cleared out by Ewing. They're on the counterattack far side. See who ends up controlling it. Running it down East Brunswick clears it up the touchline and straight to the goalkeeper Forbes. She steps just over the 18 and will clear it out. Now, good opportunity for Rabi as she was looking at the back of an empty net. If she could have gotten a shot off, she ended up falling over the ball and was cleared up by Ewing. East Brunswick will have a restart on the far side. East Brunswick's not going to waste any time, see if they can catch Ewing off guard. Referee not satisfied that the ball was completely stopped. He's going to have them take it one more time.
Something like that is more of a time waster. Technically, the ball is supposed to be at a dead stop, but I don't think it was going to have any effect at that point.
Friedman over to take the restart. She'll serve it across, gets two East Brunswick players goal side. Kelly and Rabi running onto it, but was about a step ahead of them as it went right into the arms of Forbes. And Amy Forbes so far has been the most valuable player this second half for Ewing. She's touched the ball more than any Ewing player. Another through ball opportunity for East Brunswick. Running onto it is Gill. We'll see Forbes come off her line one more time, and this time she'll pick it up. It seemed as if she was a bit indecisive, thinking about kicking it out, but she did fall down at the last moment, pick it up, and now she'll punt it.
Well, it's something like that. The keeper's got to take charge because she's got the whole play in front of her. She's got to be the vocal one to tell the defender to get out of the way if she wants to take control of the ball.
East Brunswick in control, far side for EB, Bongiovanni. She'll send it upfield, looking maybe for Rabi or Gill, neither one running onto it, and it's sent out of bounds on the far side by Ewing's Nikki Batts. East Brunswick with the throw-in, coming across field looking for the head of Rabi, but it's headed out by Ewing and now sent upfield on the far side touchline. See if Ewing can keep it in, and they can't. It goes out of bounds. It'll be another East Brunswick throw-in on the far side. Morgan will take it. Send the ball into play. Drop back for Nicole Douglas. Douglas has some problems. Ewing's going to steal it away and send it up over midfield. East Brunswick will take a support pass back on the near side. That was Liza dropping it back for Friedman. Sent down on the near side. Opportunity maybe for Kelly. A bit far ahead. Now Kelly will take the quick throw and see if they can catch him off guard, and they do. Rabi with an opportunity. Norris checking back. Rabi with only two players to beat. But Norris was able to get back on that one. Good heads-up play by Erin Kelly to find Rabi goal side, but unfortunately Norris was able to respond quick enough and get back. Substitution, first substitution of the second half for East Brunswick. Checking into the ballgame will be Rhonda Schneider. She saw some action early on in the game. Checking out will be Hartaj Gill. So Gill had a couple of opportunities that she put over the crossbar. Now Coach Lou Kosa will try a substitution up front and see if Schneider could get a goal.
Well, as tightly as Ewing's marking right now, Schneider brings a lot of strength up there. Ewing's borderline pushing or obstruction calls. You can see another one right there. They're playing very, very tight right now on defense, and perhaps Coach Kosa feels it was Schneider's size and aggressiveness in there. She can shake free.
Kelly was pushed off on the near side, so she'll have a restart. She confers with the referee. There's a two-man wall. See if she could loop one into the middle of the box. And in fact, she does. A nice shot toward the middle. No one there to put it in the back of the net. And one more time, East Brunswick with an opportunity to see if they can finish this one off, and no, they can. Over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick. And Erin Kelly really has set up a couple of nice balls for East Brunswick. We've seen her take all the corner kicks, or almost all the corner kicks this afternoon, and she's really given East Brunswick a number of opportunities that they haven't been able to finish.
Well, she's put the ball pretty much right where she should be putting it, but her teammates are reacting instead of acting. They're not taking the initiative. They're waiting to see what the Ewing players are going to do once the ball's up in the air instead of taking the initiative and going right for the goal.
East Brunswick counterattack one more time. Shot from about 20 yards out right into the hands of Forbes. So Forbes will come up one more time, and she'll have to punt it one more time. Over on the far side, straight to the head of an East Brunswick player. It's headed back in to the offensive third of the field for East Brunswick. Brought back out by Ewing. Now near side, Kelly will run onto it. She has two players to beat. Collides with Norris, and there's going to be a call, possibly, I don't even know what the call would be. Maybe a push, but it seemed as if it was just a clean 50-50 ball. They collided. East Brunswick getting called on that one. So Ewing will restart it, send it upfield, but East Brunswick will quickly counterattack on the far side, running for East Brunswick, Rhonda Schneider. She can't get to the ball. Ewing will clear it upfield. Another opportunity for EB. Now Jeannie Rabi gets goal side, and a little bit too far ahead of her. It goes one more time, rolls into the hands of Forbes. Amy Forbes will punt it straight up the middle. It'll bounce right in front of Nicole Douglas. She'll send it back on the far side for Schneider. Schneider with two players to beat. She'll pull it back and look for support, but she couldn't keep the ball in. It rolled over the touchline, and it'll be a Ewing throw-in. Substitution for Ewing, checking back into the ballgame. Jessica Lazarek, she saw about a minute in the first half, so she'll come back in for Ewing. Checking out was Marcia Medica. Ewing throw-in, quickly sent in and back out. It'll be an East Brunswick throw-in, so Ewing wasting an opportunity there. East Brunswick throw-in on the far side. Sent up off the head of an East Brunswick player, running onto it. Kelly gets a good through ball. Kelly now with a half a step, see if she can get a shot on it. A second Ewing player checks back, and she'll steal it away from Erin Kelly, and it'll be sent out of bounds on the near side. But East Brunswick still with an opportunity as they'll have a throw in. Carrie Herman over to take it. She'll quickly put it in looking for Rabi. Rabi tries to turn on. She does. Gets a good cross into the middle. See if anyone challenges the keeper. The keeper punches the ball out. Referee's going to call maybe a push in the middle there. As someone...
Yeah, Christy Bongiovanni was inadvertently going for the head ball, doing what she should, keeping her eye on the ball. But what happened is she ran into the Ewing defender at the same time, so the referee had really no choice but to call that.
So East Brunswick with a good opportunity. Rabi turning the ball right into the middle of the box. No one able to put the ball in the back of the net. It's cleared out now. East Brunswick will have another opportunity. Allison Friedman from about 35 yards out, dead center. She'll have a restart direct kick. Ewing is going to hold the line at the 18-yard line and try to keep the players out. The ball is sent through. No one really running onto it. Not much of a through ball, not much of a shot. Something in the middle, so nothing really there for East Brunswick.
East Brunswick halfbacks and defenders should look to this right side because with Rabi and Erin Kelly beating their defenders, Kelly's been doing a very nice job of overlapping down the right wing. If they could find her, she'd have a few more break-ins and create some more opportunities.
Ewing will send the ball down the touchline. It's kept in play just barely by Carrie Herman, and now East Brunswick will try sending it upfield. Bongiovanni turns on her player, beats her player clean. Now looking for a through ball, but a little bit short. No one really running onto it, and it's cleared out by Ewing. Bounces over two East Brunswick players. Ewing on the counterattack. One player to beat for Ewing on the near side, but she's unable to do so as Allison Friedman has maintained control of the backfield this afternoon. She'll clear it out one more time. It'll be out of bounds, and an East Brunswick throw-in on the near side. Friedman holds the ball. She put the ball in down the touchline over the head of a Ewing player to the feet of Rabi. She'll bounce it off of Norris and out of bounds on the near side. Another throw-in for East Brunswick. This time, Carrie Herman will take it. She'll send it down the near side touchline. Norris really playing strong on the near side. She's really marking two players. She stepped up to beat both Kelly and Rabi. It'll be a restart for Ewing. They'll send it across the field, looking to run the far side. Running it for Ewing on the far side was Jessica Lazarick. She couldn't control it. It'll now be an East Brunswick throw-in. 27-21 remaining in this ball game. East Brunswick has a 1-0 advantage over Ewing.
The score in this case definitely does not indicate the quality of the play as far as East Brunswick's concerned. They've had many opportunities down there and any number of chances to get the ball in the back of the net.
Throw-in on the far side by Ewing. Bounces around, no one controlling it. Now Ewing sends it toward the middle of the box. Opportunity, nothing happening there. One more time, Allison Friedman will clear the box, and it'll send it out of bounds on the far side. Over to take a throw-in for Ewing will be Jessica Lazarick. Substitution for Ewing, checking into the ballgame. Erica Kaplan, she saw some action earlier. She'll check back in as Coach Shelley Dearden trying to rotate some players around and get some fresh legs in there. Also for East Brunswick, Lucosa has Navraj Gill up off the bench getting set to check in for the Lady Bears. It'll be a throw-in on the far side for Ewing. Just outside the 18-yard line, sent into the middle of the box. East Brunswick trying to clear it out now. Good cross into the middle by Ewing. Ewing with an opportunity from about 12 yards out, chipped a little bit wide to the left, and a good opportunity. We discussed earlier how Nottingham beat East Brunswick in the final moments of the ball game. Ewing with a couple of opportunities as of late, and East Brunswick doesn't want to get caught in the same trap that they've been in before.
That's the last thing Coach Kosa needs is to, after having dominated 90% of this match, is to let one sneak through and put their backs to the wall again.
Gill does check in for East Brunswick. Coming over to take a seat on the bench will be Jamie Leiser. Ball's out of bounds on the near side. It'll be a Ewing throw-in. Over to take the throw-in for Ewing, Christy Schweizer. Schweizer waits for the ball from the ball girl. Doesn't really have any players around to send the ball to as she looks upfield. She'll send it into traffic, hoping that a Ewing player will get to it. It does bounce off the side of a head of a Ewing player that was caught really off guard, and it rolls out of bounds off of Kerry Herman. It'll be another Ewing throw, and this time just short of the 18-yard line. It'll be on the near side touchline. Sent into the box for Ewing. Norris comes up from the backfield trying to get a head on it. Ewing will take a crack from about 20 yards out. Good opportunity for Ewing. Taking a shot that time was Jen Schwartz. And Betsy Ostrov had to jump up for that one, and probably the second biggest save she's made this afternoon.
Yeah, that was a well-placed shot. So all you can do with the crowd in front is try to loop it over the defenders, but also try to get under the crossbar. And Norris did what she had to do, but Betsy came up big on that one.
Ostrov maintains her shutout so far. Raby tries to control it upfield. Norris all over her. And Norris will take a dive, and a little bit slow coming up. We'll see if she's injured. It's she does already have the right leg taped, and just a little slow coming up. She's played a hell of a ball game so far this afternoon. She's really been the defensive backbone for Ewing, covering both Kelly and Raby on the near side. She's also made some offensive runs up front, so you have to figure she's probably getting a little bit tired.
Well, I think also Raby may have helped her dive that time as well, so it takes your toll when you're constantly getting banged around.
Keeper Forbes will come all the way out to the edge of the 18-yard line. Pull that ball away from the leg of Raby. She'll punt it out, and Kelly will head it right back in. Second header for East Brunswick. Bongiovanni will send it to Raby. Raby looking to turn it inside, see if she can. She'll cut back now, cut back toward the outside, take it right toward the end line, and bounce it off the Ewing player to give East Brunswick a corner kick opportunity. Erin Kelly, as usual, will take the corner kick duties for East Brunswick.
Well, let's see if somebody from the Lady Bears can take the initiative on this kick. And judging, Erin Kelly has pretty much put the ball in the same spot every corner kick. At this point, somebody should be starting their run before the ball's played.
They should know where it's going. She's been pinpoint accurate all afternoon. Same spot, good opportunity for East Brunswick. It's headed out of bounds over the end line, and now a goal kick for East Brunswick. But at least they were able to get ahead on it, something that they haven't been doing. We've seen a number of times Kelly completely clear the ball straight through the goal mouth and over to the far side.
Well, Schneider did a very nice job cutting in. She started her movement before the ball was kicked, which is really what you have to do if you're going to catch the defenders off guard and try to establish some position for when the ball arrives.
Ewing goal kick. Ball sent all the way over toward the near side touchline. Just barely kept inbounds on the near side by Erica Kaplan. Checking back Raby. She'll send it toward the middle for Bongiovanni. Quick give and go looking for Kelly on the toward the middle of the field. Kelly unable to get a foot on it. It's cleared up by Ewing. She'll come back and chip it toward the middle, but it looks like Raby may get, oh no, we're going to get a dangerous play against Erin Kelly. I thought maybe Raby was offsides, but this referee closest to us on the near side was signaling a dangerous play when Kelly picked up her leg to loft the ball in. So it'll be a restart situation for Ewing. We have 22-19 remaining in this ball game. East Brunswick has the 1-0 advantage over Ewing. Ewing now will run it on the near side. Ewing playing a lot of kick and run, and Allison Friedman not allowing them to, as she's been clearing the backfield continuously for East Brunswick all afternoon. Norris one more time, the big gun in the backfield for Ewing, steps up and sends it down the line, but it's out of bounds, and East Brunswick will have a throw, and Kelly will take it on the near side. Over the head of Norris, looking for Raby. It's headed back to Kelly. Kelly tries to go through a Ewing player, unable to do so. It bounces off of the side of Kristen Schulte and out of bounds, so Kelly will take another throw, and this time sent right into a Ewing player, sent back for Herman. Herman will send it into the box. Good opportunity for Schneider that time, but she couldn't quite get to it. It was a little bit ahead of her, and Forbes will pull it down one more time. Then Forbes will send it toward the right side. It'll bounce just short of midfield off of Nicole Douglas. Douglas will try to control it in the middle. She gets some help. East Brunswick will try running it straight up the middle, looking to take a shot from 20 yards out, now looking to poke the ball through to Raby, but unable to do so. Quick counterattack for Ewing. Ewing with an opportunity. Good speed in the backfield from Herman. She's able to keep in front of her player. She didn't really have to, as it went right to Ostrov. Now Herman will run it on the near side. Clears it up over midfield. Couple of bounces toward Raby. She tries to flick it over her head right to a Ewing player. Now Ewing will send it back over midfield. Coming up from the back is Herman. She tries to keep it in, but unable to do so. Rolls out of bounds on the near side touchline. It'll be a throw-in for Ewing.
Well, Herman's all-conference sprinter speed sure paid off that time, as she just left the Ewing forward in the dust that time, chasing that ball down.
East Brunswick struggling a little bit right now to string together any passes. Ewing has been able to counterattack, and every time East Brunswick clears it out, now you see Herman on the near side with it. They've lost the ball, and Ewing has been able to counterattack, so a bit of a lull in the action. Maybe some tired legs, as you mentioned. East Brunswick played just last night, so in 24 hours they've had 2 ball games. It's not that easy to keep up that sort of schedule. Could have its toll as we head into the final 20 minutes of this ball game.
Well, they had a 4-0 victory last night, so not having actually seen the game, I would imagine Coach Kosa, anticipating this afternoon's game, may have done a little more substitution at that game, try to keep some players fresh.
Ewing has control of the ball on the far side. East Brunswick steps up from the backfield, tries to send it up toward Schneider. She couldn't get to it, and it's cleared back downfield. And Allison Friedman will clear it up the touchline and out of bounds. It'll be Ewing throwing on the far side. 19:50 remaining. East Brunswick just clinging to the 1-0 lead over Ewing.
That's one thing I'd be very surprised that happened is if a Ewing player was ever offside, because Allison Friedman has herself anchored back there at sweeper, and there is no way anyone is going to get past her.
Possible substitutions for East Brunswick as well as Ewing. For Ewing, actually checking up to where the scorer's table would be, getting ready to check into the ball game is Melanie Amato. For East Brunswick, a couple of players up off the bench. We have Hartage Gill up off the bench, as well as Pamela Harrington. Both had seen action earlier, and they're getting ready to check back in on the next substitution opportunity. The ball will roll out of bounds on the near side, and here comes the substitution opportunity for East Brunswick. Gill and Harrington will check in. We'll see who comes out. Erin Kelly will take a seat on the bench, and Schneider will also take a seat on the bench. Pretty much well-deserved rest, as both have really been playing very well. A great deal of running, especially Erin Kelly on this near side. Schneider with a couple of shots up front, so they'll take a seat on the bench. And East Brunswick will make some substitutions. Ewing still waiting to make their substitution. It'll be an East Brunswick restart on the near side. Harrington, who just checked in, will take it for East Brunswick, just off the touchline. Right-footed, kept it on the ground, headed toward the middle of the field. East Brunswick gets Rabi goal side. The referee calls play on, no offsides. Rabi a little late to respond, as I think she may have thought she was offside.
She was waiting for the whistle as well. That's tough. No matter how often they tell you to wait for the referee's whistle, there's still that instinct that tells you to hold up if you feel you've done something wrong.
Especially if you've been nailed a few times for it already this afternoon.
Well, inevitably what happens is the referee doesn't blow his whistle, and you pull up as guilty, and they blow their whistle because you look guilty.
Some mind games on the field.
And in the press box.
Ewing will send the ball down the near side touchline. Takes one bounce. It's tried to control it on the near side was Kerry Herman, but she couldn't do so. She'll poke it out of bounds, and it'll be another Ewing throw-in. Ewing will walk their way upfield a little bit. The keeper for Ewing, Forbes, looking for the ball to be sent back to her, but it's way too far upfield for the player to actually do that. We're going to get a push-off against Ewing. It'll be an East Brunswick restart just over midfield. Lizer will set the ball down, and she'll take the kick from the near side. Sends the ball toward the middle of the field, stepping up Norris as she has all afternoon. She'll clear it upfield. Look, it finds the head of Erica Kaplan. Kaplan will head it toward the middle, and now we're going to get a push against East Brunswick. So the penalties work themselves out, and it'll be sent back up the other way. Ball sent upfield. East Brunswick in control. On the near side for East Brunswick, that's Pamela Harrington. She goes to the middle. East Brunswick trying to maintain control. Sent down Bongiovanni on the near side, looking maybe for Rabi running onto it. Not there.
Bongiovanni looks a bit frustrated that nobody ran after that nice through ball.
Just under the leg of Amy Bizup.
And she gets called for the foul as well.
It'll be a restart for Ewing. Ewing will send the ball into the offensive half. It's quickly sent right back by Herman toward Norris. This time, Rabi's able to get a leg on it. East Brunswick controls Bongiovanni. She's going to cut back toward the far side. Has some players. Has Gill to go to on the far side. She's going to slow it up and wait for something to set up. Now sends Gill on a through ball. Gill a little late to respond. It rolls slowly into the hands of Forbes, and Forbes will have to punt it another time.
Bongiovanni's not the fastest, most explosive player out there, but she's extremely smooth, and she really looks up and can find just the right pass to make when the time warrants. She's going to be a good playmaker. She's only a sophomore right now, so she's got 2 strong years ahead of her.
Some more substitutions for Ewing. Checking into the ballgame for Ewing now. Nikki Batts will come back out onto the field, as will Melanie Amato. Coming out for Ewing, Christy Schweizer. And Jessica Lazarek. It'll be a Ewing throw-in on the far side, sent toward the middle of the field. 2 Ewing players bouncing it around. Now Bongiovanni will take it off her head, sends far side. For Gill, can't control it, it'll roll out of bounds, and it'll be an East Brunswick throw-in on the far side. Taking the throw-in this time will be Stacy Morgan. Morgan sends the ball into Bongiovanni. Bongiovanni looking toward the near side. Send the long ball, switching fields into the corner for Harrington. Harrington has a step on her player. See if she can get to it and keep it in. She can't do so. It rolls over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Ewing. Good opportunity, good look, and a switch of fields that time, but Harrington a little slow to get to it, and now Erin Kelly will check back into the ballgame for East Brunswick.
Don't see anybody moving out yet.
Looks like possibly coming across the field now.
He's switching, he's taking out Navaraj Gill and switching Harrington over to the left side, left halfback.
A couple of switches out on the field, and we'll see if they're able to produce anything. Erin Kelly will take the throw in on the near side. Sends the ball toward the middle. One bounce to Bongiovanni. She can't control it. She's going to lose it to Nikki Batts. Batts tries to send it upfield. Now Bongiovanni with another opportunity. 2 Ewing players to beat. Can't do so. Ball's cleared upfield. It bounces off the back of Nicole Douglas. The referee is going to call a push against East Brunswick. It'll be a Ewing restart. Marcia Medico sends the ball upfield. Bounces off the head of Herman. Now back off the head of a Ewing player. Ewing able to send the ball through to Ostrov, and the referee's going to call a push on the near side. East Brunswick in a bit of dismay, or actually I should say,
Rightfully
bit confused.
so.
They didn't really expect that call.
Nor did I.
East Brunswick's going to hold the line. They tried to hold the line at the 18. The referee backs them up to give Ewing their 10 yards. Jen Schwartz will take the kick on the near side, probably about 20 yards out. She'll look to loft the ball in. You see Norris coming up from the backfield. And she did the same thing East Brunswick did earlier. It was something in between a through ball and a shot, really neither, but straight into the hands of Ostrov. She'll punt it out. Norris will send it right back for Ewing. Bounces once off of Nicole Douglas, and she'll send it upfield for East Brunswick. A couple of East Brunswick players running onto it. Gill tries to take the bounce, can't do so. Ewing will clear it back upfield. East Brunswick steps up from the backfield. Ewing able to beat 2 East Brunswick players. Bizzup checks back to try to contain the Ewing player, unable to do so. Ewing sends it into the corner and cleared out over that far side touchline by Allison Friedman. 12 minutes, 56 seconds remaining. East Brunswick 1, Ewing nothing. That's how it stood for about 40 minutes of soccer so far. East Brunswick got their goal with 8:10 remaining in the first half. We have 12 minutes remaining in the ball game, and it's still 1-0. East Brunswick in control of the ball, middle third of the field. Norris will take control, send it out of bounds on the far side touchline. It'll be an East Brunswick throw, and Morgan back to take it. Morgan sends the ball down the line, right to a Ewing player. And the referee is going to call a push against East Brunswick.
I don't believe in being a homer, so to say, but boy, they've had an awful lot of these pushing calls go against them when yeah, most of these are very harmless 50-50 shoulder charges, which are very legitimate in the game of soccer. It's also helped to slow down the game considerably.
This is the second day of soccer. The Channel 8 has been at J. Doyle Field doing this, and we've seen the referees have been very tight on the calls. I don't know whether we've just gotten some conservative referees or whether high school soccer is just becoming a bit of a slower game as it's being slowed up continuously by the referees. You don't see this in World Cup action. You don't see this in collegiate soccer.
Well, generally, most of the referees, we give them credit for coming out here. A lot of them are in the teaching profession as well. And in addition to doing high school soccer, they also do basketball, baseball, and everything else. And the flow of play is obviously a lot different in the soccer than it would be in a basketball, for example, where you're blowing the whistle almost as much as they are here.
Ewing with an opportunity that time. Norris getting goal side and getting an opportunity to shoot on Ostrov. She came up and cleared the ball out. And now East Brunswick will try to mount something in the middle third of the field. Bongiovanni drops back for support pass to Rabi. She sends it right into a Ewing player. It's cleared upfield by Herman. No one running onto it. Late reaction cleared up now by Ewing. Ewing in control near side off the head of Erica Kaplan. East Brunswick tries to control. Bizzup in the middle third of the field. She can't control it. It's cleared out by Ewing. No one really establishing themselves in the middle third of the field right now. East Brunswick certainly not wanting to let up a goal at this point in the game. It'll be cleared downfield by Erin Kelly. No one running onto it, out of bounds on the near side touchline. It'll be a Ewing throw-in. A couple of Ewing players coming over to take it. We'll see who does. Norris is going to pick it up and take the throw-in for Ewing. No real Ewing players around to help out. Now a couple finally will check back. Norris will send it to the head of one Ewing player, checking up. Herman will punch it toward the middle of the field. Bongiovanni drops it back for support to Friedman. Friedman looking to switch field. She'll complete the switch toward the far side. East Brunswick will run it on the far side. with some running room. East Brunswick will carry a little bit. Morgan that was carrying it. She'll send it into the corner for Gill. Gill a little slow on that one. Not going to be able to get to it. So Morgan with some good running room there sent Gill a little bit long. She was late to react. It rolled over the end line. And now it's a goal kick for Ewing. You think Ewing would want to, although it is the ball girls getting the ball onto the field, Ewing is a little slow setting this up, and now they're starting to play against the clock. We're under 10 minutes. They're facing a 1-0 deficit, and they're in no hurry to take this goal kick. A bit surprising.
Yeah, it is. It's only a 1-0 game, and if I'm the Ewing coach right now, I got to feel lucky that it's only 1-0 and wondering why my team is not putting a little more effort into it out there, given that the fact that they haven't given up. Maybe we have a chance right now.
It does seem as if they have conceded almost, but we'll see how it pans out as Ewing is on the attack. They'll have a throw-in on the far side. Ewing with 6 players in the offensive half of the field, quickly off the chest of one player. It actually hit her hand as well. Delayed whistle, but East Brunswick did get the call.
Again, Ewing should be thankful for the balls off the Bears' foot that didn't go into the back of the net, but they also should be kicking themselves for not putting a better effort out here in the face of a 1-0 game.
Friedman long loft to Gill, see if she can turn it inside. She waits a little bit too long. Now she's double covered, see if she can turn it in. She finally does. Good opportunity for Rabi. Rabi is now double covered. She can't turn it on the goal, drops it back for Bongiovanni. She takes a rip from about 18 yards out and just goes a little bit wide of the goalpost, so some good soccer up front. Gill finally able to beat 2 players, sending it into the middle for Rabi. She's double covered, finds heads up soccer, finds a support pass, and Bongiovanni taking a crack from 18 yards out.
Oh, the clock is definitely the ally of the Bears right now, and they'd be well advised to keep putting the same pressure. Don't change anything. The tendency is if you become a little more defensive, you're going to take away from your offense and almost invite some opportunities for the opponent.
Bongiovanni will take a rip from about 25 yards out, send it over the near side end line. It'll be a goal kick for for Ewing. East Brunswick has a couple of players up off the bench getting ready to check back into the game. Rhonda Schneider and Jamie Leiser, and they'll get the whistle. Check into the ball game as Coach Lucoso will probably make, well, it may not be his last substitutions. There's still 8 minutes left, and he rotates them around quickly, so we'll see what happens. Coming off for East Brunswick, Pamela Harrington and Hartaj Gill. Goal kick for Ewing. They'll send the near side touchline, just barely kept in by a Ewing player. East Brunswick on the counter attack now off the head of Norris. East Brunswick in control, comes near side for Herman. She has a problem controlling, and she took the feed from Nicole Douglas. It rolled out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Ewing. They're going to make some substitutions as well. Ewing slow on the substitutions. Christy Schweizer will check in and replace Marcia Medica. Norris fakes it back to the keeper. Rabi responding, and now Norris will toss it up. It seems as if she
slipped out of her hand there.
Lost control of the ball on the throw-in, but now East Brunswick will have a throw-in going back the other way. Kelly sends it into Rabi. Rabi will try to beat 2 players. She can't do so. It's sent up the touchline. Waiting for it is Herman. She'll send it right back down the touchline. And Norris will head it out of bounds. She's a bit frustrated. She's played a heck of a game this afternoon. Just can't really crack this East Brunswick team. Ball sent toward the middle. East Brunswick with an opportunity. Schneider from about 18 yards out looks to take a shot. She's going to switch fields, go to the middle of the field. Opportunity now. The ball's launched into the box, but nothing there. Forbes will punt it one more time, straight up the middle. 3 East Brunswick players around. East Brunswick comes down with it, sends for Rabi up front. Rabi one touches it back to Kelly. Kelly has the field of view in front of her. She steps over the ball and trips over the ball. The referee's going to call her on something.
Maybe for stepping on the ball illegally. It's the only thing I could think.
Don't know. It'll be interesting when people watch this tape to see what actually happened there. She seems to step on the ball, fall over it, and then get called maybe for a push as she lunged forward, but
or for clumsiness.
Needless to say, it's not such a bad thing for East Brunswick because now Ewing is taking their time getting the ball into action. The clock ticks down under 6 minutes now, and East Brunswick has the clock on their side. Ewing is playing against both East Brunswick and the clock. We're going to get a infraction against Ewing. It'll be an East Brunswick restart on the near side, and they're in no hurry to start it up. Kelly will take the restart for East Brunswick.
At this point, we can only speculate what some of these calls are.
Threw a ball off the head of Rabi. Good opportunity for Schneider. She can't get quite to it, and Forbes will pick it up.
Yeah, at this point, again, East Brunswick's doing a good job containing Ewing, not really giving them any opportunities to get out of their own end here. So you can see Allison Friedman's kept about 10, 15 yards on her own side of midfield, so there's really no danger of anybody sneaking through in a breakaway without her seeing it.
Ball bounces up and hits the hand of an East Brunswick player, so it's going to be a handball That one being whistled against Rhonda Schneider. So Ewing will start it up, and I really hate to beat a dead horse, but it doesn't seem like they're watching that clock. They're facing the clock, and they're in no hurry. And you'd think at this point in the game, down by only 1 goal, they have 5 minutes left. They'd really want to try to get something going, and they're dragging, and it seems as if they've almost conceded defeat already.
Well, they don't even have any urgency once they get the ball and the plays going along, too. You know, you'd think at this point, whether you lose 1-0 or 2-0, you'd be advised to throw in one of the halfbacks or somebody else up into the offensive mix. But as you can see out in the field, there's 2 Ewing players against 5 East Brunswick defenders back there.
All the better for East Brunswick as they'll control the ball on the far side. Bongiovanni, she's going to switch fields, looking to send a through ball. East Brunswick will run onto it, can't get to it. It'll roll toward the near side touchline and poked out of bounds by Ewing's Christy Schweizer. So it'll be an East Brunswick throw, and Kelly sends it toward the middle. One touched over the head by Rabi. A couple of East Brunswick players around. Now Rabi will send Schneider. Maybe he'll run through, can't get through. It'll bounce into the hands of Amy Forbes. And she'll have to punt it one more time. We have 4 minutes remaining in the ball game. East Brunswick 1, Ewing 0. One bounce, and now off the body of a Ewing player, but East Brunswick's waiting there to send it back up and a roll out of bounds on the near side. It'll be an East Brunswick throw, and Erin Kelly will take it one more time.
And we've called her number out a lot today. She's been involved in most of the play, whether it be throw-ins, any restart situations. She's done quite a bit of running.
Hasn't had
probably use a nice hot bath and a long sleep tonight.
She hasn't had many goal-scoring opportunities, but she really has been the opportunity maker.
Well, you're right, Scott. She has created some nice opportunities in there that we've said many times the score could easily be 4 or 5-0 the way the play has gone.
Throwing Kelly toward the middle, looking for Rabi, headed down by Ewing. We're going to get a whistle, and it's going to be a push against East Brunswick. So Ewing will have another restart situation. We're down now to 3 minutes. As we mentioned earlier, we'll remind you one more time, we don't have the official time anymore. The official time is kept down on the field. The score clock is stopped at 3 minutes, and the final moments will click off on the field. Under 3 minutes, East Brunswick 1, Ewing 0. Off the head of Kelly on the near side, over the head of Schneider. She can't get to it. Now Bongiovanni will step up in the middle. She can send it to Rabi in the middle. She's going to maintain control, maybe with a left-footed crack from about 20 yards out, right into the hands of a diving Forbes, and Forbes will come up with it one more time. She'll have to punt toward the far side. It'll bounce off of a Ewing player, that time rolling off of Melanie Amato and out of bounds. East Brunswick will take the throw in. Jamie Lizer over on the far side. She'll send the ball in, tries to find Rabi. Rabi is able to get goal side. See if she can launch one to the middle. She has Schneider in the middle. Little fancy footwork, is able to poke one through, straight through the goal mouth. No one there to get a shot on it, and now Ewing will be able to turn it upfield. Quick turn upfield by Nikki Batts, waiting for it is Herman. She'll launch it back into the box. Rabi and Bongiovanni in there, no one able to get a crack on it. Cleared out by Forbes over the end line. It'll be a corner kick for East Brunswick.
A lot of good opportunities there. Like either one from Jeannie Rabi, and as the ball came out away from the goal, Bongiovanni really needed to do is even slide into the ball and knock it into the net.
We still have a 1-0 ball game. We're probably under 2 minutes right now. Over on the near side, Kelly will take the corner kick, sends it same spot. See if East Brunswick could connect on this one. Can't. It's punched out by Forbes over on the far side. East Brunswick tries to keep it in. They're able to do so. Bounces off of a Ewing player. Out of bounds. It'll be an East Brunswick throwing on the far side. Lizer will take it. She'll send it in over the head of Rabi. Cleared out by Ewing. Ewing really in desperate circumstances right now. They're going to get They're going to get whistled, excuse me, for a push off. So there'll be an East Brunswick restart flagged.
Okay.
East Brunswick restart from about 35 yards out. Friedman will take it. She's going to launch one right into the box, see if anyone will challenge the keeper, and no one there to take it. It'll be pulled down right out of the air by Forbes. Forbes will punt it straight up the middle, and Ewing will try to mount one last attack. Norris has come up front. There's an opportunity for Ewing as she's been in the backfield all afternoon. She's going to send an overlap on the near side. East Brunswick a little bit faster, cleared out on the near side by Allison Friedman. She had a step on the Ewing player, Nikki Batts, and it'll be a throw-in for Ewing. We're down into the final minute of the ball game. East Brunswick 1, Ewing 0. Ewing with an opportunity, gets goal side that time. Betsy Ostrov will come up. She'll pull it down, and she's certainly in no hurry to punt it out. The referee signaling, get it out of there. He knows that she's trying to kill the clock. It'll fall to the ground, bounce over the head of one Ewing player. Now second Ewing player will head at East Brunswick with a little flick over the head that time by Rhonda Schneider. It goes out of bounds on the near side. It'll be a Ewing throw, and Ewing quickly will put the ball into play. Now it seems as if there's a bit of urgency for Ewing as they know they're running out of time. One bounce, East Brunswick will hit the ball out of bounds. It last went off of Ewing. East Brunswick will have the throw-in on the near side. The final seconds of this game, Kelly will take the throw-in for East Brunswick.
Yeah, the Coach Dearden for Ewing does not look like a very happy coach out there with a lack of urgency on her team.
And that will do it. It's East Brunswick 1, Ewing nothing. We'll run down the scoring for you real quickly. It's an easy one. East Brunswick got their goal, the lone goal of the ball game in the first half. Allison Friedman sent a long loft to Jeannie Raby. She was able to get goal side and put the ball past Amy Forbes, the Blue Devils goalkeeper, with 8:10 remaining in the first half. And that's all the scoring we've had this afternoon. It's East Brunswick 1, Ewing nothing. And where does East Brunswick head from here?
Well, again, their game against Old Bridge on October 10th has been pushed back to the 15th, so now they'll travel to Piscataway next Wednesday. They'll have a week off between games after this flurry of activity they've had. And then they'll come back home for an evening game, against Edison at 3:45 on the 14th. So they get a well-deserved rest. 5 consecutive shutouts now after their loss last week. They seem to be right on track. Just need to work a little on finishing those opportunities, and there'll be no stopping them, really.
So Betsy Ostrov racks up another shutout. As you mentioned, East Brunswick will improve to 9-2 with the win. Ewing, on the other hand, will fall to 3-4-3. That will do it here from J. Doyle Field. One more time, it's East Brunswick 1, Ewing nothing. For our technical crew of Dave Ambrosi and Peter Canamassa and my play-by-play partner, Phil Peterson, I'm Scott White saying thanks for joining us and good night.